What's up guys, welcome back to another video. We've been getting so many people reaching out to us lately over the last couple of weeks to do this video on these homes. We've never showcased these on the channel before, so today we're actually going to see all three of these houses, and we think you're going to like them because they are a fantastic first home if you're looking to get into the market, or if you're looking to downsize and you just want something more compact and energy efficient. These are definitely some options for you. So they're all 2-story, they're all 3-bed, 2.5 bath. They vary slightly in size, and we're going to walk through each of them. We're going to start today biggest to smallest, and then I want you guys to vote at the end of the video in the comments below on which one your favorite is and why. So that's helpful not only for me to know what my audience likes, but it's also helpful for other people to know and collaborate on what they like. So we're also going to show you this amazing community. We do have a small HOA out here, not a lot of money for all that you get. We're going to see all of that right now. Let's dive in. All right guys, so right here is the model. We're gonna come back to that. That is the second house we're gonna see. Now, this is not the same builder. This is not Wilson. We showed those a couple of weeks ago out in Southeast Fresno. These are actually McCaffrey. They make a very, very nice home. The floor plans are almost identical, but let's go on in and have a look at these. This house though, this first one right here, you've never seen, okay? We've never shown it on our channel. So let's go in and have a look at this thing. All right, nice little entryway. This is the biggest of three, guys, okay? All right, that door right there takes you into the garage. All right. I'm gonna kind of walk backwards just to show you what this thing looks like. So this is nice, guys. This is really nice. It's actually a pretty spacious little setup down here. This house is 1,651 square feet. It has all that you need, and it's very efficient. So check out the living room. They've got a sectional. They've got their TV over there mounted. Really nice. These floors you see here, I believe, are one of the standard options. One of the big differences between this builder and other builders that we show pretty frequently on our channel is that they let you pick options and upgrades. You can upgrade within packages. So if you like something, you can upgrade your package and then you'll get a different cabinet, floor, counter, all of that stuff in different packages. So it's kind of interesting the way they do it, but it's nice if you want to have a little bit more of a customized house to your liking. So that's pretty cool. The kitchen's nice. It's very nice. I like all the underlighting everywhere. That's pretty cool. So I think this is just, it's a nice feel, all right? I mean, it's hard to see that through the video, guys. I understand, but this is a nice feel. I mean, of course it's a model. What model home doesn't have a nice ambiance to it, right? But I mean, it smells good. It looks good, you know? It's really nice. So over here is the downstairs powder room. All right, so it's through the kitchen. So this is electric out here. So I believe some of these are electric and some of these are gas, just depending on when your home breaks ground. I can confirm that with the builder. I know the reps very well. I sell a lot of these homes, so I get to know the reps and I have quick access to answers. All right, so powder room there, pretty nice. And again, that's right off the kitchen. And then we've got our dining room. All right, now this neighborhood, like the homes that you see right over there on the other side of the fence, this particular neighborhood, there's one home left. It's the smallest floor plan. That's going to be done in July. We've got special pricing on that. So if you're looking to do a quick move, let me know. We can work out probably a pretty sweet deal for you on that one. If you've got some time, maybe a few months or something, then we can do a dirt lot. And they're building those right, like, I'll show you. I'm gonna fly the drone. I'm gonna show you right now. But they are building those right across from the hub. If you're familiar with this master plan community, Tesoro Viejo, they're building them right across the way there. And it's gonna be a little different feel, but you're gonna get a bigger yard, okay? So for this neighborhood, this right here is pretty standard. The size of this yard that you see, it's pretty standard. If you wait for the new phase that is already started and you reserve a lot with me, you know, you can get a lot more space in your backyard. In some cases, up to a 30-foot backyard, which is insane. 30-foot backyard is actually insane, by the way, for a home this size at this price point. So these houses are a great price point. They are kind of in the high 300s into the low 400s. So we can totally work out probably some kind of a deal on these, just because if they're sitting inventory, then there's always motivation for the builder to get it sold. A lot of these don't sit though, guys. A lot of them don't sit on the market because of the price point. So it's a fantastic price point. Really, I think this is probably the most affordable thing to get into this community out here. So, and you're not just buying a house, guys. You are buying a lifestyle out here. It's a very different type of life than just living in a typical neighborhood like we probably both had growing up. Out here, you are buying into a very community-based lifestyle. They've got farmers market out here every Thursday, 5 to 8. You know, there's a lot of community events that take place out here. Laundry room. There's private Facebook groups that you can only be a part of if you live here. A lot of that kind of thing, you know, and it's nice though. If you've got kids, we've got an elementary school right in the community. We have a fire station in the community. We have a Pete's Coffee in the community. If you're a coffee enthusiast like me and my wife and our huskies and Sophie. Just kidding, they're not coffee enthusiasts yet. So here's the primary, okay? That is a king size bed, standard king size bed. All right, this is large furniture. That's a pretty good size dresser, okay? We've got this little cove. They've obviously got it set up as a little seating area. You could put another dresser there. You probably know by now I have a baby and that she's 11 months. Her name is Sophie. I talk about her all the time. But since she's been here for 11 months, I've been sort of in like dad mode, right? So I can see a crib going right here though. So at my house, we have our primary bedroom and then we have her crib in our bedroom still. You know, she sleeps in her crib. But this is perfect right over there. That little cove could go a crib, a little bookshelf for all her books, and it wouldn't really cut into your space at all. I think that's actually a great plan. All right, forget that. Let's say you don't have a baby, so you don't care about a crib. Let's say you have older kids. Well, hey, this could be a desk. You could put a desk right there in that cove, and you know, if you work from home or you just need some space for an office, but you don't have the extra bedroom in this home, maybe your bedrooms are occupied with your older kids. There are some options. All right, let's take a look at the primary bath. Okay, not bad. I like the color of the walls. It's just very neutral and homey, warm. Wow, this is actually a bigger closet than I expected. This is nice. This is really good. So you've got your attic access right there. This is your central hub, guys. So all of your internet, the rooms are probably, yeah, they're hardwired. So if you're into like gaming, or I don't really game anymore at all. But if I did, I would love that, because you can hardwire your console and have a perfectly fast internet connection. So that's good. Speaking of internet, I want to talk about that really quick. So out here, the HOA is $200 a month, all right? It gets you quite a bit of amenities. It gets you several amenities, actually. You got a beautiful pool, like one of the nicest pools in the valley, honestly. But that HOA of $200 actually covers it covers your internet. So I don't know how you feel about that. Let me know if you like that, or if you feel weirded out by the fact that your internet's included in the HOA. I've heard different opinions on that. Some people feel like, no, I don't want my internet covered by the HOA. One thing they do not need control of is my internet. Other people feel like, wow, it's a perk. It's like one $200 fee and it covers a bunch of stuff. So let me know what you think. I don't think it's the fastest internet. I believe it's through Xfinity, so I don't think it's the fastest internet in the world. It's like 200 megabytes or something. I can't say for certain, but I have heard that there's an option to upgrade the internet speed through the carrier. So that's something that could be talked about. All right, this is your upstairs secondary bath for the bedrooms. All right, so we've seen the downstairs powder room. We have seen the primary bath. And now this is the third bath. Okay, it's a 2.5 bath, but there's 3 toilets. This is a fiberglass insert. I don't think this is just in pieces, I guess. I thought it was cracked, but it's not. It's just the way that they've put this together. I'm not sure if that needs caulking or not. I could have that addressed, absolutely, if you were buying one of these. But all in all, it's a great floor plan. You know, it's affordable. It's relatively spacious. We've got a little storage built in there, which is nice. Very cool. So I'm gonna head back down, and we're going to head into house number 2 right now. All right, house number 2 is slightly smaller. This is 1650. The next one's 1412, so it's about 230 feet difference. But you know, it's a very similar layout. I think the bedrooms are slightly different in size, but it's a very, very similar layout. So let's see what you guys think. Let's head over there right now. All right, guys, so we're gonna call that house number 1 that we just saw, okay? So again, we are gonna be voting, so please don't cast your votes yet. We haven't even seen the other 2 options. But that is the biggest one we're gonna see. The next one is 1456 square feet. I misspoke a minute ago. I said it was 230 feet difference. It's about 200. So it's actually even less smaller than I thought from the last one. But I like it. This is what they consider kind of like a Spanish elevation. So this house has got arches, very nice, architecturally pleasing, very cool. All right, actually really quick, these all come with 8-foot front doors too. So with some builders, that's considered an upgrade, believe it or not, getting the 8-foot front door. Not with this builder, it comes standard that way. So this is very cool. This is luxury vinyl plank flooring. Very, very similar, like I said, to a video I did last week from a different builder. Very, very similar floor plan. It's a different builder with the same floor plan, I guess, which is interesting, actually. Here's the powder room right there, right in the front door. Last week I mentioned that some people have made comments about the bathroom being where it's at in this home compared to the next one we're going to see. So I don't know if that jogs your memory about the video that I'm referring to or not, but you know, doesn't really matter. Just we'll keep checking out this video. So all right, here's the living room. Pretty decent size. You know, it's very similar to the last one. I mean, honestly, I don't really feel that much of a difference. It's just a slightly different configuration. In the last house, I think the stairs were up here, you know, and then in the last house, you entered the garage from right here. So it's just a different configuration, actually. This powder room, I kind of like the powder room here versus even the last house when it was through the kitchen. As I always say, take what I say with a grain of salt. I mean, I try to bring value to you guys every week. You know, I try to give you insight and thoughtful suggestions, but at the end of the day, it's your money, your house, you're buying it. So do what you want, you know? Do what you want as long as you reach out to us. Just kidding, you don't have to do that. But that's what we love. So real quick, people do reach out to us all the time from all over the country. So, I mean, in the last week, I've had several people reach out from a couple of people within California, somebody from Arizona, people from all over the place reaching out. You know, we've had people from South Carolina reach out, all over the country, because relocating is a big deal, guys. And the last thing you want to do is move to the wrong neighborhood. and then feel like you're stuck or you have to sell the house and move again in a year. And you also don't want to rent for a couple years, getting to know the area. I mean, that's not a terrible idea, but you want to be a homeowner. You don't want to get caught up in renting, because I've seen it happen, guys. People will rent a house, they start dwindling through the equity that they've gained from their last sale. And then in a couple of years, it's like you're starting over, even though you don't think that's going to be you. Probably won't be you, but some people that does happen. So you want to move your equity from one house to the next. And the best way to do that is by finding the right thing up front and pulling the trigger, and I can help you do that. That's what I love. So, all right, here we go. Let me show you the backyard. All right, you already heard me say a minute ago that the lots on the newer versions of these are larger, okay? So, I mean, that right there is probably, okay, that's the AC. It just kicked on, just so you know. It's out here on the ground. It's a split unit. The other piece of this is up in your attic, all right? So we can talk more about that. That's how they do it out here in Central Valley in California. If you're from out of state, that might be unfamiliar, but that's very common out here. That's how they're doing all the new homes. Anyways, back to the yard. That's probably 12 feet from the slider to the wall, to the fence in the rear. The new ones that they're building are, you can get up to a 30-foot backyard in some cases, which is literally more than twice the size of this one, which I don't know. I can't fathom 30-foot backyard with this size home. All right, guys, I'm just showing you the side. Forget this thing right here. This means nothing, okay? The model office is right inside that door, okay? They convert the garage to a model office. That's just a little mini split unit to cool the model center. You don't get a mini split when you buy this house, so that's like just for the purposes of the model office, so don't worry about that. These yards come dirt, by the way. The backyards do come dirt. You're responsible for developing your backyard. Some of these communities do give you a time frame. It's something that I learned first-handedly because I live in a similar community to this, and we had 180 days to submit plans to the HOA to complete our backyard. Now, it sounds crazy, like, you know, a lot of people have the mindset of, oh my God, I don't need a Karen telling me what I can do in my backyard. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's kind of nice to have a Karen in the neighborhood, depending on how well you know Karen. But it's really not bad. Like, you submit your plans, they approve it, as long as you're not doing anything insane. They're pretty laxed, pretty chill. I mean, I've seen a lot of backyards out here that people have created, and it's pretty eye-opening, the amount of options that you can do. You can do pretty much whatever you want, as long as it's nothing crazy. So let's go upstairs. All right, little curvature. Notice the carpet, guys. The plank flooring is downstairs. The upstairs is carpet. All right. And let's go right on. Oh, see, this is actually, okay, this is a little different. I see it now. We got the same fiberglass insert. This gives me like sea breeze. If I had to name this theme, I'd call it sea breeze because of the blues and the grays. It feels coastal to me. Very nice. This is a standard countertop option, quartz. All right. Let's actually go into this bedroom first. Pretty cool. I like the paint job with the baseball laces. Kind of cool. All right, pretty standard closet. All right, so we're pre-wired up there. That's pre-wired for a light fixture or a fan. Actually, due to all these switches over here, I'll bet that's pre-wired for a light and a fan. And then you have your recessed lighting in here. It's nice. This is the bedroom that is over the garage, by the way. It kind of looks out to the front. So beautiful. Honestly, it's a beautiful community though. It's really, really nice. All right, let's keep swimming, like Dory says. Let's keep going, guys. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is the laundry. You would put a stackable. That's different. That's different than the ones, the Wilsons that we've seen before. Okay, that works. LG makes a nice one. A stackable. Some good friends of mine have it and they love it. I've never owned it, but they say it's great and I believe them. LG makes good stuff. We just bought we have an LG fridge and whatever. All right, this is pretty spacious actually. Let me show you over here. So we've got a closet. Good size walk-in, all right, not bad. Here's your central hub, just like the last home. So here's the closet, okay. All right, we still only get one sink in this this bathroom, but I like the configuration of this bathroom because you've got ADA accessibility. Look how wide, you probably can't tell, but that's a very wide bathroom door right there, okay? So that's ADA. It's much wider than the closet door if you want to try to compare that. But you have a second closet, so if you felt that the closet I just showed you was not quite large enough, you're in luck, my friend, because you get two closets, which compensates. All right, same fiberglass tub. It's actually, I'm sorry, insert. You don't get a tub in this home, you just get the walk-in shower, all right? But all in all, not bad. Okay, I'm right there. The vanity has an option for double sinks. I just mentioned that because I have a lot of clients that's a big deal. I mean, I don't think I care about that, honestly, but I don't know. I think I have two sinks, so I guess, I don't know. I make do with what we've got, but you know, if you're buying a house and you're spending all this money and you're gonna live here a long time, get what you want, guys. Don't settle for one sink. I can't imagine it's more than a couple grand for an extra sink. So in the long run, you roll that in your mortgage, it's dollars a month it's marginal. All right, this room is just like the first room. So we've seen 3 bedrooms up here now. I like the built-in office little space there. All right. So that is the second house, my friends. I'm gonna head back down. Now, before we get to the third house, okay, I do want to show you where we're at on the map today, so let's check it out right now. Today, the houses we are seeing are in this master plan community out in Madera, about 10 minutes north of the Riverpark shopping center, which is a huge area where you can dine, you can shop, you can just get out of the house, walk around. They do farmers markets there. Amongst the farmers market that actually happens in this community, we are in Tesoro Viejo today, everybody. It's a beautiful place, and let me show you on the map exactly where we are. So if you are relocating from out of state, I'll zoom this thing out just to show you so you know exactly where we're at today. We're in the Central Valley of California, everybody. So we are right between San Francisco and Los Angeles, just a couple of minutes north of Fresno. All right, so as we zoom in, Fresno is this big dark area here. The town of Madera is northwest of here, just a few miles up here. Well, where we're at today is actually really close to Fresno. It's actually much closer to Fresno than it is to the town of Madera. It is right over here, everybody. All right, it's right here. So this is the current community. We've got Axis Eatery. They've got a Pete's Coffee in there. As we've already touched on a little bit earlier in the video, we do have the pool out here. It's an amazing pool. There's another pool that's breaking ground coming next year. I believe they're breaking ground in 2026. All right, we've got a clubhouse area that you can reserve for events. We've got I touched on Access Eatery already. That's an outstanding, they have very good food. They've got breakfast burritos. They've got good lunch options. Again, they do serve Pete's Coffee, so that's really good. The caramel macchiato is bomb. What else out here? We've got a fire station. We've got the Stone Creek Elementary School. They do a locals farmers market. They've got a green grassy area you can reserve for outdoor events as well. So there's a lot going on out here. So if you want something community and family oriented, this is certainly one place you should consider. There are many parks throughout the community. Let's see if you can, yeah, you can see all the greenery right here. This is an outdoor event area. Ranch House, this is the pool complex. You can tell by the shape of that pool that this is the one and only pool in the valley that's like this one. It is really, really nice. So there's lots up and coming. So if you are thinking about getting into an area with amenities and you like the community lifestyle, this is a place you absolutely should consider. Reach out to us. We'll help you with the details on it. But you can't go wrong, and we all believe property values are going to climb out here as more homes are built, more infrastructure happens, the road, Highway 41 widens. It's a good place to be, and I think you'll like it. So let's get back and see the next house. You're going to like this one for sure. All right, guys, I hope the map was helpful. I've been doing that lately. Let me know if you enjoy that, if it's helpful for you. The last house we're gonna see is also a 3-bed, 2.5 bath. It's only 1227 square feet, so it's very, very compact, but it is quite efficient. The one thing that you do give up that might matter is the 2-car garage for just a single car, but you do have more driveway space than you do. Let's say on the other one, you can see there you don't have much of a driveway. So you still get 2 parking spaces, one's inside and one is not. But either way, at this price point, I mean, it might not even matter because we are well under $400,000. So let's have a peek at this. All right, tell me if this looks familiar. All right, so I bet it does, huh? So we did a video a couple of weeks ago on some homes in Southeast Fresno, very similar to these floor plans. We talked about how that particular builder adopted this right here with the island versus how it used to come across right here. So it's interesting how this builder does it. So let's have a look at this. All right, so we've got our kitchen. It is a really nice kitchen. These look like upgraded countertops. This would not be a standard option. I can get you pricing, but they've upgraded the package, which comes with upgraded counters. The backsplash would be considered upgraded. I do like the faucet that they chose. We've got the stainless steel farmhouse sink. I'm sorry, let me back up. The faucet and the sink, I'm sure those things are standard, okay? I just meant the counters and the tile. All right. Okay, see, this one has a gas range. The other one was electric, if you recall. So that's nice. All right, these are not soft closed drawers. Let's see if the cabinets are. No, I mean, no, they're not. They don't slam because they've got these little rubber things here, but they're not, well, actually, I don't know. I guess they're a version of soft close. Not what I expected, but they are a version of soft close. I personally like this setup though. I really kind of like this layout with the sink facing the window. That's something that it's actually hard to come by nowadays. A sink where you're washing dishes, you can look out to a nice backyard. We've got a nice French door that lets in lots of natural light. So why don't we step out there and have a peek. See, look at this yard. This is a really nice size. Perfect size for entertaining. You hang up your little market lights. Costco, I think, has them on sale for like 24 bucks a box right now. Now, who knows when you're gonna watch this video, so forget that, I guess, maybe. But this is cool. What they did back here is really, really nice. I like this. Check out all this rock. If you can see that. The rock with the plants. Like, this feels very, very nice, guys. This is cool. Whoever designed this did a really great job. So this is a public restroom. This is the garage. All right, so that door in your house will not be there. That's going to be just stuccoed all the way across. The AC may not even be here. It's probably going to be more over here, but they had to make room for the door and have a public restroom because it's a model center. So there you go. So just kind of ignore all that. But the size of this yard's pretty good, and all the new ones coming up have this size or bigger yards. So I think that's great, because one of the biggest objections I hear from people regarding new construction is that they want a backyard, okay? They've got kids, they want the kids to be out of the house, not on their iPads and phones all day, every day. They want the kids to be out and about. Let me show you the storage. We've got two closets right here. This one's a pretty standard coat closet. And over here is a nice pantry, all right? It comes with a hat for the right price. Just kidding. Anyways, yeah, nice kitchen. I really like the kitchen, and I really like the upgraded countertops. That's something you don't see. We've got the powder room. This is the one I was mentioning that I've heard people say, like, if you're sitting here hanging out, you know, someone's cooking and you're sitting on the bar stool and someone's using the restroom, they felt that this might be too close. I mean, it's the way the thing's built, so that's something you can decide. I don't think it's that big of a deal just as a guest bath, but you know, it's just something I've heard in my experience, so I thought I would pass it along. All right, and this is nice, all right? So we've got the stairs. It's a nice straight shot, no curved stairs. So we're going to come up top. All right, that's a perfect piece right there in that space, isn't it? That's nice, that looks good. All right, so this bedroom here is pretty standard size, I would say. Closet is normal. All right. I like that corner window that looks out to your backyard. Okay, this right here is your linen closet. Okay, I like that they put the shelving, not the wire racks. That's nice. And this is very open. So this is again a fiberglass insert. There's a little shelf right there. Not bad at all. I like this. Counters, again, I already said that, but I really like them. The floor is vinyl planks. All right. Right across the way, we've got our second bedroom. Now I think this room is a foot or so bigger. Okay, I think it's slightly bigger. Again, you have your can lighting, you know, your recessed. You got your fire sprinkler there in the middle of the screen, and then over there, this is pre-wired for your fan and light fixture, which would all be controlled from over here. Everything appears to be on dimmers. That's nice. This is the bedroom that looks out to the front. Okay. So we are over the garage right now, still. Okay. Now, okay, this is actually stackable too. These are differently configured than the ones we've seen across town by the other builder. So, because over there, it's a side-by-side with like double doors. This is a single door with a stackable, but I'll bet they did that to make more space in here for the primary suite. So let's find out. This right here, okay, this is a walk-in closet, perfect. Not a bad size. I mean, that's a king bed. You've got your end tables, you've got your dresser, and you could put a little more, like if you needed another dresser, I mean, you could squeeze one here. It'd be a little tight, but you could do it. All right, we've got a nice bath. Step-in shower, zero clearance shower, they call it. All right, oh yeah, see, they gave you a bigger walk-in on this side. Probably did that by reconfiguring the laundry because it would have been there. And then yeah, you put your toilet. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. Nice. So I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, is this something that you could see yourself potentially living in, or would you buy this as a rental, or would you buy it to live in it and then make it a rental? A lot of people do that with these too. They'll buy these, they'll live in it for a year, then they'll convert it to a rental property, do it as a departing residence. We can use rental income to offset your mortgage payments so you can qualify for the next one. And they'll do that, you know, several times and acquire a portfolio of real estate where they own several houses over a 5 to 7 year period. And then they'll buy the home that they really want for the family. And then they've got their nice home. Then they've got a portfolio of rental properties. So it's one way to do it. Obviously there's risks involved, and I know with the interest rates it makes things slightly more challenging to do that, but it's all possible. So I would definitely say reach out to us and we can work on that. Before we do anything else, let's just get to the pricing so that we can cast our votes. All right, so pricing on these homes is probably something you are wondering. The prices vary a little bit, but what I will say is these homes start out here at $378,000. They offer a $14,000 incentive. That can vary, so don't quote me or the builder on that. It can fluctuate from time to time just depending on the supply and demand, but you can get in out here at $378,000. The HOA is $200 a month. You really can't go wrong. If you like this video, check out our other video on the amenities of Tesoro Viejo. It's a full video on just what it's like out there, and I'll link it right here. And until next time.